Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with my first episode of the Ask Mush series. I know I did this a long time ago, but let's just call it a reboot. Let's start from scratch. Episode 1. I've got 3 questions here, and usually in these videos, that's all I'll be covering. I'm not going to cover like 10 or 12 questions because then I'll have to give brief and short answers, and I really want to go in depth on the questions that you guys put thought into. And 2 of the questions in here particularly, I want to talk a little bit about. The 3rd question is also good. It's just that one will have a little bit of a brief answer. But let's get right into this with the first question. The first question comes from ProtoAmp, and he asks, Mush, what do you think is preventing a lot more people from getting into PC gaming? Misconceptions, friends, maintenance? I know the market is increasing rapidly, but just can't wrap my head around it. Keep the great work and congrats on 200K. Well, thanks for that, and I think that it's a gradual thing. You can't have everybody jumping into PC gaming all at once. I mean, you can, but that's just not really feasible. The thing is, PC gamer is bigger than console gaming. If you factor in all of the esports-like titles, if you factor in games like League of Legends, Counter-Strike Global Offensive, those games are bigger than all of the console games in sheer number of players. And then you look at games like World of Warcraft and a lot of the other MMOs. There are a core group of games that are just absolutely enormous on PC, but I think I know what you're saying in that the AAA games, the gamers that come and play all of the new releases or a lot of the new releases, yeah, I think consoles have more of those type of gamers, but I think that pendulum is swinging. There are a lot of reasons for people sticking with consoles, and you mentioned with some of them, misconceptions still do exist. I think to a lesser degree. I think over the years, a lot of the misconceptions have been eviscerated. I mean, do people really say that PC gaming is too expensive anymore? I mean, there might be 1 or 2 people here and there, but I think a lot of people throughout the years have completely debunked that theory, and I don't really see that anymore, but you still do see some people, and at the end of the day, if you don't want to build a computer, and if you want to buy a pre-built, and it's a gaming PC, well, then you are going to have to spend more than a console, and I mean, price does have a factor to it. A PS4, you can find those for like $250 new in the store. The store that might be just a 2-minute drive away from your house, they've got PS4s in stock. They're $250. You just go and you buy it. You can get the games there. Where with a PC, yeah, that same store might sell a gaming PC, but it might be relatively expensive. Your other option is to order parts online. But then to a casual, they're thinking, well, I can just go to the store. I can get the console right now. Why would I wait a few days? And even then, $250 for a PS4, that's pretty good. And a lot of people are uneducated about things like performance. That is just the world we live in. Not everybody even knows that a lot of these games appear on PC in a far superior form. I know you guys have been there. If you were a console gamer, you're just kind of trapped into your console bubble and you don't even know that the PC world exists where all of these games are being played so much better. And I think you bring up another good point in friends, and it's that these casual gamers are the most to stick around with console. And even if you are one of those core gamers, a lot of your friends might be the casuals, and you're like, man, all my friends are on consoles, I'll just stick with consoles. The issue with maintenance, I think, also falls in line with misconceptions, because that is a misconception. You know, PCs don't break down all the time. How many issues have I had with my PC? And I've had it since 2012. I think I had 1 hard drive fail on me and that was it. But that might be a barrier to get people to jump over. The only thing you can do is to educate people and let them know all of the benefits of PC gaming. And if you have a PC, maybe a lot of your friends are on consoles, invite them over to your place to check out your PC. That is the best way to get somebody to open their eyes and give PC gaming a chance. If you actually sit them down and make them play one of these games at, 1080p, 60 frames per second, usually their jaws will be dropped. Let them play a graphically intensive game if you have a PC that can run it. Show them around the Steam Summer Sale and show them all the great games for $5. Things like that will convince them. I mean, how can you not be convinced by that? So yeah, I hope I answered your question well enough. I started rambling at the end there. PC gaming is obviously growing. There's barriers to keep people from jumping over, but those barriers can always be torn down. The next question that I really like comes from Alessandro. Sorry if I pronounce your name wrong, but he asked a question that I want to completely go over. It's long. He asked, hey Mush, I would firstly like to thank you. I love the way you handled the topics in each videos. I really enjoy your unique style. Thank you for that. As a gamer, I might be facing some problems lately. I've begun playing video games on PC when I was 10 and I immediately fell in love with this medium, but lately since I started studying at university, my interest in them just faded away. I live in a house without any internet connections, so I suppose that could be one big impediment for any PC gamer, but I lost the desire of turning on the computer, put my headphones on, and just enjoy whatever game I have. I want all of that back because I know I still love gaming, I only cannot find the right motivation to do it. Maybe the studies I've undertaken doesn't leave me any time left for any hobbies at all, or maybe I only need someone to play with because I'm bored to play always offline. For the past few years, I've only played single-player games. I would love to hear your side, Mush. Have you ever had one of those moments in your life as a gamer? And if the answer is affirmative, how did you handle it? Thank you in advance, and I also want to thank you for all the work you do. I really appreciate it. Thank you for watching. This is an absolutely great question because I think anybody that's been gaming for a long time, for me, it's going back 15 years, you're gonna face moments like this where you just become desensitized with games. That's just what happens when you're embroiled in this world for so long, especially as you grow older too and you have other priorities. University is a big thing. Your studies, that's a big thing and a big part of your life. I love video games, but sometimes it does have to take a backseat to all of the other things in my life. And sometimes when I even have time, I'm just so unmotivated to play anything, and that's not because the games are bad. This was probably a big issue for me last year. Last year, I did not play all too many of the new releases, at least from start to finish. A lot of the games I would start up, I would play for a few hours, and I'm like, okay, I'm done with this. It's time to find something better to do. And for me, and I can only speak on personal experience, it just comes from playing too many games too much. Sometimes as a gamer, you just have to step back and take time off from playing video games. Take a month, 2 months, 6 months, whatever it takes, take time off, because if you're not enjoying playing video games, why are you playing them in the first place? Don't force yourself to play video games because you're thinking, oh, well, I'm a gamer, time to play some games. And if you're not enjoying it, that kills the point of video games. And to you, Alessandro, this might be an issue that you think only you are facing, but I think a lot of people face this, especially as you get into your early and mid-20s when you start a job and you have other responsibilities. Gaming just really starts to take a back seat and you can't worry about it. You can still rediscover that love for gaming. I just think you need to step away, forget about it. What do they say? Absence makes the heart grow fonder? Well, I think that's true in regards to gaming and falling out of love with gaming, because that's something that happened to me pretty hard. I'd say at this point, I'm back into gaming. I've been playing games this year, but I'm sure I'll go into phases. There might be months where I'm just like, man, I don't want to play a lot of games, and I'll step away and I'll figure out something else to do. Find other hobbies and then come back to gaming when you're ready for it and you've missed it. The final question comes over from Coffin Tactics over on Twitter, which you can follow me at CultofMush1. You can submit your questions there too, and he asks, what's your favorite sleeper title of all time? Now, this is a very broad question, but for some reason I really wanted to answer it, and I wanted to give a mention to Sleeping Dogs. I don't know if I would say it's my favorite sleeper title of all time. I don't know if all of you guys would even consider it a sleeper game. I mean, it was kind of popular when it came out. At this point, you know, not a lot of people remember it, and that's kind of funny. I didn't even think about him saying sleeper title and then me saying Sleeping Dogs. That is literally just a coincidence, but Sleeping Dogs is a great game. A lot of people called it Grand Theft Auto in Hong Kong. I wouldn't say it's like that. It's more of a contained experience. It's got the same great story with a lot of gritty action, a lot of content to it. Technically on PC, it looks really, really good, and even it being 5 years old, I think it holds up really well. I believe during the summer sale, it might be $5 or $7.50. Definitely a game I would recommend. It is a blast. If you're a fan of open world action adventure games, definitely check it out. It's a game that I think a lot of people have forgotten about. Sleeping Dogs 2 is something that would make me so happy. Come on, Square Enix, just do it. Instead, we got that Sleeping Dogs free-to-play game or whatever that happened. I don't know what happened with that, but that was just really unfortunate. But yeah, Sleeping Dogs is a great game. Not sure if it's my favorite. There are just so many great games that went underlooked. But yeah, when I saw this question, Sleeping Dogs was the one that first came to mind. So that's gonna wrap up this video, guys. As always, thanks for watching. Submit your questions for the next episode. Who knows when I'll do it, but as soon as I get enough good questions, I will definitely do another video. You can also ask those questions on Twitter, like I said, link down below, CultofMush1. You can follow me over there. You'll be notified whenever I upload a new video as well. That's gonna wrap up this one, guys. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.